Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to the UConn Hartford Experience. As always, I am Krista Pinto, and I am here with my co-host.
Aaron Palladino. I got it right this time.
You did. And today we have a very special guest, kind of like last week. We have Erica Day. Erica, say hello to the people.
Hey guys, how's it going? Hi. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me to this podcast. Just a little bit about myself. So I am going into my junior year next year at UConn Hartford, staying at the Hartford campus. So we love that. Yeah, I'm an undecided business major, and I like to sing, and I like drama club, and all that jazz. So that's just a little bit, yeah.
That's awesome. So kind of we've done this with like every podcast we've done so far. We are still in quarantine. So how's that going?
Okay, I'll be real with you all. Quarantine is kind of rough.
Quarantine is rough.
It's kind of rough. So it's a little bit good. So I'm an introvert. So I like being at home and just like not really talking to people.
I feel that.
I enjoy it. I love it. But one thing that this quarantine has actually taught me is that being at home isn't necessarily the most healthy thing for me. Yeah. Do you guys find that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. It's a little rough because I'm finding that like human interaction actually like gives me life. And when I don't have that, I don't have a lot of energy and I don't want to like move around or like do anything. So there's ups and downs because like I like it, but I also don't like it.
Yeah. You're starting to get that cabin fever that's slowly starting to creep in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've been feeling that too. One thing I try to do is because we're always consuming stuff. Like the minute we get up to the minute we go to sleep, we're always doing something.
For sure.
It may seem a little weird, but just lay down and just think, just let your brain do whatever. I just stare at the ceiling for a while.
Gotta count the bumps,
Yeah, it may be my slight insanity that, I'm getting from quarantine, but it does help. It's kind of just like lets me clear my mind and kind of figure things out instead of always trying to figure out how to get this paper in or, do this design, or even like play video games and stuff.
Absolutely. And that's actually really good to let yourself relax like that. Yeah. So props.
What are some things that you guys been doing to kind of stay sane?
Oh man. Erica, you take the lead on this one.
Okay, sanity. Yes, that's a thing. So to stay sane, I've definitely just been relaxing a lot. I saw actually a post on Instagram today that made me laugh because it was like, like, oh, I'm at home, so I should either A, take advantage of the time that I have at home to relax, or B, take the time that I have at home to be productive. And I'm kind of doing the first part because I'm realizing, like, I don't have a lot of free time a lot of the time, and this is, like, the one chance that I'm getting free time. So I'm actually taking that time to relax and, like, have time for myself because I normally don't get that. So, yeah. How about you guys?
Well, I think it's important now that, we're stuck at home with our families and we have online classes and stuff to do, is that you need to find a small part of the day. And I tell everybody this, you need to find a small part of the day, even if it's just like half an hour to an hour, where you can just do something that is just you centered. So what I've been doing is I've actually been reading for pleasure. I know I'm such a nerd.
Wow, go Chris.
I have been reading for pleasure. Stephen King is like my favorite author of all time. I've read most of his books. I've read The Shining. I've read Salem's Lot. So now I'm reading one of his books called The Stand, which ironically is about a disease or an illness that wipes out 99% of the population. And there's two groups that are like that kind of form. One around a leader who's a 108-year-old woman named Mother Abigail, and another group that is led by this mysterious dude people call the Dark Man named Randall Flagg. And it's kind of like two polar opposites like fighting each other. and even though the book's very stressful to read at this point in time, just because it's kind of going over what, like, you know, is happening in real life today, reading is just so cool when it's not like academic reading. We do enough academic reading, but, you know, for me and anyone out there that's listening, if you're looking for something to do, pick up a book, man.
That's really awesome.
I guarantee no one's going to call you a nerd. Just pick it up.
Facts. No, and you know, it really like it helps your brain. It gets you smarter. So we love that. So what was the name of that book again, Chris?
The Stand.
Okay, The Stand.
And
Right.
by Stephen King. It's pretty thick. It's about 1,100 pages. All of his books are kind of big, but, you know, we got all the time in the world. So, you know.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I highly recommend it. It's very good so far. I'm only about halfway through.
Wow.
Another thing I'm trying to do, I'm trying to go outside a lot more, because it is somewhat getting nicer out. Like I think today was in the mid to upper 50s.
Yeah, I think
and
it actually reached
50
60.
50 or 60 and sunny. And, you know, as much as I am an introvert, it is nice to go outside and kind of get that fresh air.
Mhm.
And when you have an animal, you have like an excuse. But, you know, even just walking around your neighborhood and kind of, you know, hearing the birds and everything and smelling the flowers, it kind of sounds cliche, kind of just like, ooh, smell the flowers in springtime. But like now it's like the perfect chance because we're all slowly losing our minds over here.
For sure. I think it's like the only time to really get out of the house is to take a walk.
Yes.
You know?
Ride a bike.
Yes. You know what's actually crazy is I haven't ridden a bike in like 4 years. I think the last time I rode a bike was on vacation with one of my friends. And even then, like, I wasn't very good at it. But recently, actually, this was pretty recent, Andrew found out that he had some bikes, so we washed them off and rode them. And it was a little, like, weird just because I hadn't ridden a bike in, like, forever. But, you know, it's like riding a bike. You get back into the hang of it. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, for those of you watching, Andrew is my boyfriend. So, yes. Yeah.
I just say you're so lucky that you can still see Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
During this quarantine.
Yeah.
I am going on like 2 months without seeing Amanda.
My heart.
Let me tell you, it has been rough. We still Netflix party, but we're almost done with The Office.
Oh my gosh, really?
So once we're done with The Office, I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna have more stuff to Netflix party.
You're gonna have to find another show.
I know.
Start Parks and Recreation. That one's real good.
She doesn't like that. I've seen it.
Good.
She said that she doesn't like it before. I've seen it.
Yeah, for those of you watching now, what I'm doing is not something that I am proud of. So stay at home. Don't see other people. Stay safe. So I'm not really promoting this, but yeah. But
wearing wires.
What?
We're secretly wearing wires, and the cops should be there in about
2
minutes for violating social distancing rules.
Facts.
I actually violated social distancing today too.
Really?
I felt super paranoid when cars are going by. I'm like, they're gonna call the cops. we're gonna get shut down. And it wasn't that many people, and as I know of, you know, none of us are, you know, sick or anything, but you know, there's rules in place for a reason, and I guess down with the man, we're fighting them. I don't know.
So
yeah,
Aaron,
it feels weird.
So Aaron, you went to a birthday party today?
I did. It was interesting. We were kind of there for a little bit. Gave my cousin little presents and had like a pizza cookie, and then left.
Cookie.
A pizookie. Cool. That's what they're called.
A pizookie?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They have a real name, and unfortunately, I know it.
When I used to work at Subway, there were times where it would get like really, really like dead, and like our managers were never around. So when it got really dead, we would like play with the food and see what we can make. And one time, one of my coworkers brought in ice cream, like vanilla ice cream that we kept in the freezer. And then once it got like quiet towards the end of the night, she had this idea, and she was like, "Hey, we should like take some of the cookie dough and bake it a little bit so it's not like cold raw, but so that it is it was kind of cooked a little bit. So we would do that, and then we would put ice cream in the middle of it, and we named it a kazuki, and it was so good.
Kazuki.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so
Not
amazing.
Not a pazuki, but a kazuki.
That sounds really good. Wow. I want that
Yeah.
now.
It's so weird because in quarantine, it seems like everyone in the world is starting to become a baker because flour is becoming more and more, scarce. And it's weird because working at Walgreens, you kind of see these patterns that slowly get picked up.
Really?
Yeah. So like for forever, like we had a lot of sugar and everything, and then all at once it was all gone for some reason. And now we have like no
crazy.
cake mix, we have no sugar.
So
We're
my
like,
question,
we're running out of stuff.
Aaron, is toilet paper coming back? Like, are we seeing more toilet paper, or is that still gone?
As the toilet paper expert of the three of us, it's weird because I see patterns sometimes, and it's like there was one day I was like, okay, we're finally going back to normal a little bit. People aren't as scared because it lasted till the next day. But I feel like now it's ramping up again, and people are kind of like going crazy for it. And they're calling. They're like, when you get the truck, and then the truck's showing up, and they're like, when are you putting it out?
That's crazy. Wow.
It's like we have stalkers.
Listen, I'm just out here trying to find gloves because I'm like running out of gloves, and I think I'm gonna have to order some on Amazon, and I still haven't yet, but I really have to because I'm like gonna have to go out and like get gas sometime, and that's a little scary. So
Speaking of gas is really cheap right now.
Speaking of gas, my gas station ran out of gas.
oh right.
Like Friday it did. We're recording this on Sunday, and we ran out on Friday, and at my gas station is small, so I'm the only person there at a time, and people were coming up to me like, how do you not have any regular? And I'm like, look, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my gosh.
No, we don't have it right now, and like I can't do anything about it. So Friday was
wow,
a
Chris.
stressful shift in my life.
Oh, that is awful. I bet there was a lot of angry people.
Yeah, there was a lot of angry people, but I mean, a lot, especially my station, we're taking like, you should be fine going to get gas. Just wear gloves, hand sanitize, and just, if you have a station that's full near you, that's full service like mine is, then I would honestly just go and do that, because then the book has to fill up your car. So I've been filling up people's cars, but it's safe. It's safer than everybody touching the pumps at one time.
Oh, I bet. That's actually really nice that you have that actually, Chris, because I can't really even think of any gas stations like that are close to me.
Everybody tells me that. I feel like I'm like Connecticut.
Yeah, it's really cool. It really is.
Yeah. So Erica, you are still working too, right? And you're working at this place called Harry's, right?
Yes, I am.
So how's that been?
So yeah, it's actually been good. So fun fact about Harry's, we were kind of, we were taking like some measures after the coronavirus news came out, right? But we still weren't completely following the rules, just because, stuff gets crazy, right? So we did get shut down for 2 weeks. 1 week. Sorry, I lied.
I think I've heard about it. Was this on the news?
Yeah, it was on the news. Yes.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah. So we did get shut down for 1 week, but great news, you guys. So we opened back up, and we're following like all of the rules now. So it's really good because like I feel safer, and I bet the customers feel a lot safer too. But a downside to that is that there can only be 5 people in the building at a time. And usually when working at Harry's, we have 10 to 11 employees in the building, whether it be scooping ice cream, frying stuff, making burgers, all that jazz. So it's kind of crazy because now there's only 5 of us trying to do all of this work. And then the rest of the people have to go outside and deliver food or something. So things have changed up a little bit, but things are going well, and no one's really going to get coronavirus now, so that's good.
Do you still have this
Yeah.
volume of customers, would you say?
Oh, that's a great question. So we actually opened back up on Thursday, and I have not experienced that volume of customers. But yesterday I know that there was a concern that we would experience that volume of customers today. So I'll have to talk to people and ask them how Sunday went. Just because when it's a nice day, for those of you who are watching, Harry's is like, it's like an outdoor place. So when people come, they come and like sit on picnic tables. That's not allowed anymore. But now people drive up and people deliver the food to them. So when it's a nice day, people still want to come to Harry's because it's kind of just like, people have that in their brains that like a nice day means coming to Harry's. So that's kind of what happens. But
sounds like a cool place to work, though.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty cool. It's nice in the summer.
Have your jobs started forcing you to wear masks now too? Because I'm forced to wear masks, and it's the first day was weird and difficult because I feel like I'm Darth Vader in one of those things because I cannot breathe, and like I find myself touching my face more, and like it's hard to break like old habits of kind of just like, you know, pulling your elbow up to sneeze, but you're just sneezing into a mask.
Yeah. I actually think it's law now.
Yeah. It was I think it was like an executive order from the governor.
Starting tomorrow, everybody that goes out in public needs to be wearing a mask.
I think that might be difficult too, because unless they're handing stuff out, there's a lot of people out there that still, you know, are struggling and don't have gloves or don't have masks and everything.
Right. I think that raises a good question, how people who should be worried about getting more important materials for themselves and their families, like gas in their car, food for their kids, you know, paying for internet now because all classes and all schools are online. And now you throw that added expense at like, hey, if you don't have a mask, you're going to need it before you go out in public. And if not, we're going to slap you with a fine.
Yeah, it reminds me of, I think it was like one of the world wars where like the government sent out a kind of a guide, and it was like, here, this is how you make, I think, gas masks, just in case like you get gassed by like some like the enemy and everything. And they sent out like pamphlets. I wonder if they're ever going to do like the same thing, but like with us.
They're already making like, people are already saying like, just make masks.
Yeah, my grandma, she is a mask maker. Let me tell you.
My grandma too.
Let me tell you. Like even before, like, because now people, you know, kind of have access to masks. But before, when like it was kind of impossible to get your hands on a mask, my grandma came in clutch. Like she's great. Yeah.
You guys realize that if they never canceled us for the rest of the year, we'd go back tomorrow?
Wow.
Tomorrow would have been our first day back if they never like canceled classes for the rest of the year. April 20th was what they originally said.
That's crazy to think that.
I know.
And how like the adjustment from going from home to there would have been so crazy, because you would have gotten so adjusted and acclimated to kind of just the online life, and going back in person, kind of just like acting like nothing else happened. It'd be also weird, and we'd only be there for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, finals are approaching. That's insane.
No, thank you.
And it won't even feel like the end of the year. It'll just you take your last final and then you just close your laptop, and that's it. That's the end of your.
And then you're just like, I have to do all the stuff that I was doing before, just less now.
Yeah.
And it seems like it seems so weird. And there's been rumors going around that we might be pushed to next spring coming back and everything. And I don't know how I would feel about that.
I will not do that.
Chris is just going to school.
Well, anyway. I'll kick the door down. I won't do that.
It feels so weird and kind of like surreal that we're in a time where it feels like, you know, things are getting better but worse at the same time. It seems like we move a step forward and 2 steps back. And it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Dude, they can't keep us out till next spring. I'll cry.
It's wild. No, you know what is crazy is like, because like I feel like at first when this whole thing went down, it was just like, okay, this is chill. I could use some time off. And now it's getting to the point where I'm like, I want to go shopping. And then I'm like,
Yes, I've been trying to
Ooh.
buy new jeans for like 3 months, and now I can't do it because there's nowhere to buy jeans, or at least try on jeans. But I would never do that like online.
yeah.
Can I get a rip in the chat for my jeans, please?
F in chat.
Rip,
But
rip
yeah,
versus jeans.
I know Amazon has been pushing back non-essential items. So like recently, I got a new laptop because my laptop died in like the worst time when I absolutely needed it the most. And I was just like, you know what, I lost a lot of stickers on my laptop, and I'm like, I need replacements because that's essential. And I ordered it about, I think like week or 2 weeks ago, and it's not going to come in for another, I think, a week and a half. And it's like,
Dang.
I know some orders have been canceled because it's just like we had it when you ordered it, but now it's all out and everything, and it's kind of weird. How this is all working.
It is really weird. Yeah. I went on Amazon the other day and I don't even know, like their website was all funky. I don't know if that's like a thing now or if that was just a thing when I logged on. But yeah, crazy times, you guys. Crazy times.
Well, I mean, big picture, we're starting to see at least some good things. Like New York, it's flattened a little bit. You know, some states are starting to to ease some restrictions, start to reopen the economies eventually. So there is some light, and it does kind of feel good to know that what we've been doing, staying home, wearing masks, stuff like that, has actually been working towards something.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And eventually, we'll get there. We'll get there, everybody. Just keep crawling.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We'll get there.
Yeah,
keep pushing through.
And I feel like every episode has been like coronavirus. Let's big coronavirus, and then there's like a little sprinkle in, and it's like, this is what I'm doing and everything, and I'm ready to get back to the normal life of kind of just like waking up early, working till the end of the day, and then going to sleep and starting over again. Now I feel like there's no schedule for me. It's always just get up, sort of do things, and then take a break for the whole day, and then do work, sprinkles in there.
What's the first thing you guys are going to do when they say, like, hey, you can leave your houses?
I'm going to go see the homies.
Oh, that's so sweet. I was going to say I'm going to go out to eat.
With the homies.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I feel so weird talking through the computer screens because we're having a genuine conversation right now and everything, but like I feel there's something empty about it.
Sure.
There's no like the spark of being in person with them, or kind of just like the funny things, like you can only see like the top half of me. Not that like people are focusing on the bottom half or anything, but you can like see everything, and kind of like feel the body language, and it's, I don't know, I feel it feels empty. So definitely kind of seeing my friends and hanging out with them. Like I don't care what we do. I don't care if I'm broke or anything. Like I'm seeing the homies.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Literally.
That's awesome.
How
about you, Chris? Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I have been planning this, okay? First thing I'm going to do, it's going to be cheesy as heck, but I got to pick up Amanda. Like literally, the second they say like you can leave the house, I swear to God I will be there. And then
that is so cute.
And then we're going to Moe's because I have been craving a stack for so long. And then we're just going to do whatever we want to do. We're going to actually drive around and like I don't even care. But that's what I'm doing. I will be right there. Like the second, like if I could teleport, I would, but I can't. So like the second I'm there, I'm just gonna be.
That's the cutest thing in the whole entire world. Wow.
I feel
Can't
like
top that.
I'm finally
Can't top
hitting
it.
my rebellious teenage years. I was like, I'm gonna do what I want when quarantine's over. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be free. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, when
go to the
quarantine ends. I'm gonna do what I want when they tell me I can.
Yeah.
I hope my dad knows he probably won't see me for about 3 months once the quarantine is up.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, I love my mom, but I can't do this anymore.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
I
god.
love my parents. Nothing against them. I'm just gonna be outie.
You guys, I saw this thing. So I saw like this thing on Instagram, and it was like me when the quarantine ends and I'm leaving my family, and it was like a clip of like Miley from Hannah Montana, and she's just like waving goodbye. Yeah.
I love
Good.
I love how like during the biggest pandemic of our life, we all find a way to make memes about it and like joke about everything. I think it just like reflects absolutely everything about the Gen whatever we are. I think like it's Gen Z or
Gen Z, yeah.
I think we're Gen Z.
Memes have been really spicy lately.
Oh yeah, they've been amazing. And like people have been more creative on TikTok, more creative than ever. They've been like finding ways to, I guess, edit really well. And I never really realized that TikTok was, you do so much on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. And we can't forget Yankee with no brim.
Oh yeah, that was the biggest meme. Yankee with no brim.
Meme of the month right now, Yankee with no brim.
I feel like Erica is really left out.
Can y'all go into detail?
So pretty much it's just like this video of this guy, and he's wearing a Yankees hat, like a baseball cap, but it has no brim. Like it doesn't have the brim. And one of his friends is like filming. He's like, "Whoa, the Yankee with no brim." And I don't know why, it just makes me laugh every time I see it.
That's really good, actually.
It popped off. If I can find and put the video in when I'm editing this, I'll put it in so you guys can see it. But it's, I don't know, it's one of the purest things. It's wholesome and everything, but it's like it's so weird because it's one of those things that shows off the charm of the internet and how the internet's one of the greatest things ever made.
I mean, yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've been going back on YouTube recently and like finding my favorite videos that have been made. There's been a lot of just like memes and stuff, and I found a lot of cute cat videos and everything, and it's just so wholesome, and it shows the charm.
We love the cat videos.
Yes. Any like pet video, I mean, come on. Come on.
Speaking of animals, my cat's bringing the blanket with her.
What?
But for all of the audio listeners,
Aaron has his cat in his hands right now.
And yeah, oh, and there she goes.
Oh my gosh.
I made my bed, and now it is not made anymore.
Speaking of cats, have you guys watched Tiger King?
Yes. Well, not all of it.
2 episodes.
It is so good.
For
so
sure.
Wild.
My sister is obsessed with it.
Really?
At like 2 a.m, I'll be like just settling in to go to bed, and I'll just get a bunch of Tiger King references sent to me by my sister.
That's awesome.
It's such a good show.
Guys, they have like
it's well.
Shout out to Joe Exotic.
Really? I mean, what a man, really. What a man.
What a guy.
They have Joe Exotic. Sorry, Aaron, go ahead.
You can go.
They have Joe Exotic filters on Snapchat now, so you should check those out if you have the time.
I love that guy.
Might have to, yeah.
Yeah.
But a part of me is just like watching that thing. I'm like, I don't know what side I'm on. I'm just like, I don't know if I like either side or I like one side, and I'm like, I ended up, I think after the first episode, I'm just like, I'm not gonna watch it. And then I was just like, one day I'm just so bored. I threw on the second one. I'm like, well, maybe this is interesting. And then I haven't watched it since.
It's definitely like a good show. For me, at least, like, I I have trouble paying attention to shows. So it's definitely one of like those shows that you can just watch while like you're on your phone, and you still kind of know what's going on. So that's what I've been doing a lot of. So anybody who has trouble paying attention to shows, Tiger King, great show, good show. I encourage you to watch it. But yeah, no, it's good. It's like it's one of those things where it's like you want to watch more, but you don't feel pressured to put all of your effort into paying attention to it. So I like that.
So I think this would be a good segue into Netflix pick of the week.
Oh,
So,
yeah, for sure.
Erica, because since you're obviously our guest, is that we go around and we give our Netflix recommendation for our listeners of the week, because
Beautiful.
everybody
picked mine.
right now, or Hulu. So
The
Aaron,
subscription pick of the week.
yes, take us away, Aaron. What is your pick of the week?
I'm currently looking up my pick of the week.
All right, I'll go first then. So this isn't a Netflix show, but it's on Hulu. And I'm going to go back to, first of all, if you guys didn't know this, you can get Spotify, Hulu, and Stars for all three of them for $5 a month with your student email address. It's like the student deal that they have.
Wow.
Ooh, I do have a movie pick.
Yeah, so definitely sign up for that. And then this is a short series. It's called 11/22/63. And believe it or not, it's actually based on a Stephen King book that I have also read during this quarantine.
Wow.
Yeah, this is also it's a really good book. My dad's reading it right now after I read it, but it's about this teacher, this English teacher, and he finds like this time portal that sends him back in time. In the book, it sends him back to 1958, but in the show, it sends him back to 1960. And he tries to stop the assassination of JFK. So it's only about 8 episodes long, so you could binge it in a weekend.
Sorry, what's it called again?
11/22/63. So it's like,
11/22.
yeah, the date November 22, 1963 is when JFK was assassinated. So only 8 episodes, really good acting, really good source material. So check it out.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yes. Aaron, go ahead.
So, yeah, mine is also on Hulu. You probably heard of it and everything. You know, it's a small little movie called Parasite. It like swept the Oscars and won a bunch of the Oscars. And I was like, you know what? I'm excited to see this and, you know, see if the hype was true. And it was really good. It was great storytelling. It was very fast paced. You can always tell when a movie is great or a show is great when you really can't tell how long it is or like how long you've been watching. Because it pulls you in, and it's one of those movies where you're kind of just like, this is so crazy, and you don't know how it's going to end, and it's all over the place.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I've seen that on Netflix, actually, like, you know, scrolling through. Wait, sorry, that is Netflix, right?
Hulu.
Oh, okay. Well, I've seen it on Hulu, like scrolling through. So, yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so for me, I'm actually going to give 2, because one is Amazon Prime, and I do recognize that not everybody has Amazon Prime, and then one is Netflix. So actually, my dad, well, and I know it's a pretty like famous show, and it was like given a couple awards, but my dad actually introduced me to Fleabag recently. Yeah, it's really good. It's one of those shows where like I can't really give you a good like description of what it is, that you kind of just have to watch it. But it's really funny. It's really good. 10 out of 10. And for Netflix, I would say, so this is kind of an older show, but I've been watching it with Andrew a lot recently, because it's one of Andrew's favorite shows, but I've been watching Dexter. And also 10 out of 10, I definitely recommend it. Characters are great, all that jazz. So yeah.
Awesome. So now, loyal listeners, you now have your 3 weeks filled of what you should be watching. So
yeah, it's about time to kind of wrap things up.
All right.
So this has been the UConn Hartford Experience. For next week, if you are listening and care about our next guest, we are having the campus director, Mark, come answer any questions and certain things that I sent out a poll to see what people were kind of listening to and everything, or want to hear from Mark. So it'll be an interesting one. So if you want to hear some updates and kind of hear and see a little bit more about who Mark is and what he does, so tune in for next week.
Yes, tune in.
Yeah.
Tune in for next week.
Yes. Thank
Well,
you for having me, you guys.
Yeah,
No problem.
And Aaron, just do you have a time period when you want people's questions to be in for Mark?
I think the time period is closed, but I can reopen them.
Yeah, I would definitely open it.
I can reopen them for a couple of days, so I can get them to Mark, so we don't blindside him with deep questions of, what can I, or how can I do this, and what's going to happen with this, and
Awesome.
so yeah,
that will be a very
Yeah,
special episode. We will be recording on Thursday.
yes, and it'll be up on the regular Sundays. So, yeah, and that's been the podcast, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Talk to
Bye,
you guys.
guys.
See ya. Bye.